In a previous video, we talked about how to properly and safely load and unload a semi-automatic pistol. Today, we're going to cover how to properly load and unload a revolver. So as always, we're going to make sure that this firearm is safe. When I say safe, I mean it's unloaded and cannot fire. I've already got the cylinder open, and the easiest way to know that this firearm is safe is to actually look into the cylinder. If you see no bullets in here, no cartridges, then the firearm is safe. You're still going to handle it as if it's loaded. So let's go ahead and cover how to properly load and unload a revolver. I'm going to go ahead and close the cylinder because we're going to talk about how to properly open and close the cylinder as well. A lot of people don't know how to do that properly. So on most revolvers, on all revolvers, you have a cylinder release. Now, this is a Smith & Wesson revolver. The cylinder release, it's also for a right-handed shooter, so the cylinder release is going to be on the left side of the frame. It's usually right behind the cylinder. It's this little switch right here. And all you do is you're going to take your thumb, you're going to have your shooting grip on your firearm. You're going to take your thumb, but without your finger in the trigger guard. So you're going to take your thumb and you're going to push forward on the Smith & Wesson. Now on some revolvers, you take the cylinder release and you pull it backwards with your thumb, but on the Smith & Wesson you push it forward. Now you're going to take your two middle fingers and you're going to touch the cylinder with those fingers. As you push the release forward, you're going to take those two middle fingers and push the cylinder open. So now the cylinder's open, and this is how you're going to hold it, not only when you're loading it and unloading it, but if you're reloading on the range or under fire, you're going to do this the exact same way. With a semi-automatic, you maintain a grip on the grips. With a revolver, it's different. You want to manipulate the cylinder itself. So now you've got those two fingers in there, and there's another reason for this too. As we start to load, and again, these are dummy rounds, as we start to load, it's easiest if you load the cylinder furthest away, or the chamber furthest away from the frame. There's no interference there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the first round, you're going to put it into that top cylinder, then you can turn the cylinder one hole, load another round, and just keep doing that. You're going to turn the cylinder as you load it. If you've always got that top chamber, or that one chamber at the top, it's going to be easier to load quickly. Now in the field, you may want to use, or you should use, not may, you should use either a speed loader or a speed strip. Okay, so now we've got all 6 rounds loaded into the cylinder. And how do we close that? Well, we're going to keep it slightly pointed down so those bullets don't fall back out of the cylinder. And then we're just going to take these fingers out, take our thumb. You can hold the cylinder as you push it back in till it clicks. Now, go ahead and try to give it a turn. Make sure it's actually locked into place. So now this firearm is fully loaded and ready to go. Now, how do we properly unload it? Of course, if we're going to keep it loaded, we're going to holster it and make sure it's where no one else can get a hold of it, because who's responsible for that firearm? You. So anyway, now we're going to go ahead and unload it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to maintain a grip on it. We're going to take the left hand, or the non-shooting hand, put our two middle fingers against the side of the cylinder, push the release forward, pop that cylinder open, and now we've got the rounds here. Now, in a field drill where you're on the range or actually in a self-defense situation, you're not going to catch these rounds. But when you're at home just loading or unloading your revolver, you don't want these things bouncing around. We've covered that before. So you're just going to put one hand under it, tip it back. If any of them get kind of stuck, you can go ahead, push the plunger down, and get those rounds out of there. So now your revolver is safe and unloaded. Well, real quickly, I do have a speed loader here, so I'm going to show you how easy that is. First of all, I need to put a couple more rounds in it. I only have so many dummy rounds. So I've got 4 in it now. This locks the cartridges into the speed loader. So we're going to unlock that with it pointed up so the bullets don't fall out. I'm going to go ahead and drop 2 more rounds in here. Then I'm going to twist this lock to lock the rounds in. So now you can see the rounds are in, and normally you would carry a speed loader either in your pocket or on your belt in a speed loader holster. So what you're going to do, again, we're going to open the cylinder. This time I've already got it open. You're still going to hold it with these two fingers and these two fingers outside the frame. Now I've got control of this firearm. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it pointed down, keep the firearm pointed down. We're going to line this up with the cylinder, insert the rounds, twist this lock, and they'll just drop right into the cylinder, just like that. Speed loader's empty, rounds are in the cylinder. Again, we're just going to take our thumb and our fingers, control it shut, spin it to make sure it locks into place. Now it's loaded. Again, unloading it, you can't unload it back into the speed loader, so we're just going to point it downhill, pop the cylinder open, and dump them out, just like that. So there you have it. Now you know how to properly load and unload your revolver. Hit that like button, share our videos with your friends, and if you feel like it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.